using dynamic creative, and seemingly nobody had. I thought, I'm going to have a dig and see what it's all about. So it's really, really good. Really good. So I haven't had a chance to use it yet, but this is what I found. There's a lot of people using it, a lot of YouTube videos, and there's some really good benefits. So I'll start with the basics really, really quick, because I guess you all kind of know what it's about anyway. So it's a system where you can compare like up to 30 different sets of the same ad, but with a different headline, a different picture, and different copy. Okay? So all Facebook's going to do is make up to 30 variations of that. Now, you can't use an image and a video. You'd have to set up a separate one to test images and videos. But kind of what it takes out is the weighting of the algorithm. If you use all of the same, set them all up in the same ad set, then it's gonna, it takes all of the weighting away towards a specific one. Because I know I've noticed that if you make loads in the same ad set, one always wins. So to go straight into the benefits, all right, when you've done this, all of the social proof stays in one place, which I thought is amazing. So you can have up to 30 tests running at the same time, and all of the comments, all of the likes are going to stay on one ad. So no matter which one wins, you're going to be able to then use that in the future with all of the like value-y stuff that you've gained over time. There's absolutely no room for error, which I think is amazing. I'm somebody who, no matter how much I try, I rush. So you've set up like 5 different ads. I've always got a spelling mistake in one of them. Always. It doesn't matter how hard I try not to. So that's going to take, you only have to set all of the little samples up once, and then you don't have any problems in the future, which I also think is amazing. And at the end of it all, the only thing that you've got to do differently is export the data. So there's a really easy button to do so. It's like I think it's in, does anybody know where that is actually? Because I've run out of time and I was just going to go and have a look. I think I've definitely seen it myself, but I'll see if I can make a screenshot of it and send it to you all. But it's just one simple button. It exports it, and I think it shows you in that with like images and also your text of which one works best. So I was thinking it probably looks expensive to do it at first. Like you'd have to spend maybe like, if you think you are using 30 ad sets to get a good sample, probably like, I don't know, maybe up to 90 quid to get a good sample size, having seen each of them to see which is going to work. But if you think in the long run, the amount of time and energy, and if you were going to have to do that anyway, then it's just a really streamlined way of doing it all. So I can't wait to try it, me, personally. So I think that's going to happen within the next couple of weeks. So I think it's brilliant. Really, really good. Has anybody used it so far?
I'm not sure. Do you mean when you're creating an ad and you want to do a split test and you split based on creative? Is that what you mean? Yeah,
essentially. So you've got to make it, if you're making it from scratch, you've got to do it in the quick setup tool.
Okay.
With the quick build guide or something. So you kind of have to click between all of the tabs from like campaign to ad set to ad, and then just not publish it until the end, till you're done. But it seems like an amazing way to do it. Like, as I say, if you wanted to test 5 headlines, yeah, it's just 5. But if you then wanted to test all of the photos and also copy, you like 5 times 5. So I guess you couldn't test all 5 thoughts of all of them, but you could test maybe like two pictures with 5 of the other 2. Unbelievable.
Wow.
Yeah, and it's all just
it's cost per lead using split test creative.
Mm-hmm. Yes, I guess it's a similar thing, except all of the social proof would stay in the same place.
So that baffles me, because surely if somebody comments on one of your ads, it's specifically on that ad that they've commented. So how does that then correlate to the others?
I was thinking the same. So I think with this, you'd obviously have to have only maybe a change of word in the headline, or for example, if you were selling bananas, it would all still have to be related to the bananas rather than the grapefruit. If you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. Everything all very specific to the ad, the pictures all relating to the same thing, because it's all going to stay in one place. Because I was thinking that I've got a picture of I've been taking pictures of me working at my table, and I've got one with my dog in the bottom because he's sat at the table, and I've got one without my dog in, So I was thinking how funny it would be if I tested both of them pictures and someone's like, I love your dog, and then he's just not there on the actual final one. So I see potential problems, but as long as you're prepared for them in advance, I think it will be alright.
That's great. Thank you, Faye. I'm quite intrigued to see how it actually works. I'm debating whether to actually just share my screen and maybe try and walk through it with you guys, but I've never done it before, so it will literally be a trial and error situation. But if you guys want to come along for the ride, I'm happy to do so.
I'm in.
Yeah.
I'm in for the ride.
You guys sound like you're up for it. Give me a minute.
Oh, Lilybeth, your face is just making me laugh so much.
I know. I don't know. Well, when I'm like, it's not necessarily even nerves. Like every now and then, do you know, like at school when you had that one teacher that got really angry and like her neck and her chest and everything would go red when she was shouting? Like I'm that kind of person. Like my neck and my chest just go red when I'm like really nervous or like.
I thought it was sunburn.
Wow, I think it's a bit of both, if I'm honest. Like if I'm nervous or public speaking, that's what I normally wear. You'll notice now, I normally wear like high neck tops all the time. So I think it's just a bit of both. I'm just rolling with it. Right, give me 2 minutes, guys. I'm just
I get the same thing when I meet somebody that I haven't seen in ages. I just go red from like chest to forehead. And it's not everybody, it's just certain people, and it's the most embarrassing thing. You can't help it, and you can feel yourself getting redder and redder and redder.
And the more I'm noticing it, it gets so much worse.
Yeah. Oh, it's horrible.
Yeah, like I'm absolutely boiling now. Like I'm so hot.
I know, I'm in my dressing gown, as per normal. This is me. I'm like, oh.
Right, guys, let me...
I remember when I first did my first live video, I felt like I needed to stand in the freezer. I was like...
Let me see if this loads up, and then we will go from there. Has anybody got, whilst it's loading, I'll put you guys just back on normal. Has anybody got any questions, or has anybody been doing anything different this week that's working well for them? Any wins or anything? Hi. I'm just going to pull it up.
I've got a quick win. 1 sec, I'll just grab it.
I'll just grab it?
Yeah. I just went to a car boot sale today. I've got some like change your life books.
Oh.
£4. What's that?
As if you need books on confidence.
Well, yeah, I would think so, potentially, right? Yes. But yeah, I'm excited about them. So, yeah. They've still got the CD in and everything, so hypnotist books should be good.
Has everybody seen that Adrian Wesley's on Sunday's Mastermind?
Oh, I can't wait.
Do you know, I've heard of him. I've had a look at some of his posts, but I don't know too much about him.
You're not watching any of the videos or anything?
Power on movement.
That's it. Somebody added me to that, and I haven't looked at it ever since, if I'm completely honest.
You in that group, are you?
Yeah.
Ah, okay, cool.
How, I don't know, what do you guys that follow him, what are your opinions? What are you thinking? Are you excited?
Very excited. I don't know how many people follow him, but Camila shared him with me a little while ago and shared this message that he'd written, and it was just all about laws of attraction, positivity, like harnessing the power of your mind. It was really, really good. But it was not in a wishy-washy kind of spiritual way, which some people can't get into. It was in a way that was just easy for everybody to understand. So I think people will get so much from him.
Yeah, definitely. I think when we had David Caldecott come in, he was very spiritual, and I did resonate with him quite a lot. But I think with Adrian, the power that he produces when he talks, and he just delivers it really, really well, I think. And when I first watched him, because I think it was Ballard who shared the Gaz video where he came in on a Gaz mastermind, and shared that. And I was like, and he came in after about 15 minutes. They all picked him up for 15 minutes, said how great he was, and he came on. I was like, this guy must be amazing, and yeah, it literally blew my mind. So I was like, right. Shared him around to I think it was Josh, a few of the Joshes. Adam, just got them to kind of see what was going on. They were like, this is amazing. So, and then Nate managed to get him in for the weekend. So, all looking good.
Yeah, really looking forward to that.
Yeah, he seems to have such a big following, so it'll be really good.
He's primed for us, just for what we do, and just negative thoughts and all that. He just got a great audience. Obviously, everyone's receptive to him. So,
definitely.
Yeah, I think everyone will benefit from it. He's really good.
I'm super excited about that. I didn't know that he was internally like a pair of positivity or like, thinking good will come and it'll come and stuff like that. But I'm definitely up for him now. I mean, the past 2 weeks, don't know if everybody knows, but I went over to America, did a little bit of traveling in Florida. Oh, wow. And it was the most amazing experience of my life alongside this. I mean, everything to do with my business, to do with learning the business and like the advertising side and reaching out, not just online, but organically as well. And now to spend my money, more cost effectively on my ads, the people I met, there wasn't a negative moment that I went out there. And I know that the path I'm on, I don't know if anyone in this community, believes, I know everybody believes in willpower and like good thoughts, but it really does work. Like if you fill yourself up, it took me so long, it was fake it till you make it for me for a good while. And as soon as I decided to take a plunge into this every day, I was happy, and I'm still fighting and want to get a team ready and get it built and get going. I know that's coming this month, but I will go into more detail about how I've kept going with stuff on in my life. Everybody's got the things going on. Everybody's got things they need to keep up with emotionally and obviously alongside this business. But I definitely think after this trip I could really help some people with mindset, because if someone can help me with a bit more work on split testing, I promise you I can help you be positive and happy, because it's really the easiest thing in the world once you start. Just fill your mind with it as much as possible. If you're thinking happy and something bad happens, you're going to think less negative towards it. It just makes you so much happier inside. So I'm super excited for this guy. I can't wait. That's a super little win, as well as like some insight on this guy. Much love.
I think, like you just said then, Grant, I think the hardest thing to do when you want to like change your mindset or kind of like get rid of negativity and excuses, it is literally just the hardest thing, and the easiest thing is to just do it, because you think I can just do it. I just need to think like this. I just need to say this. I just need to do this. But doing it is still, again, the hardest thing. And you know that it's simple, but it's just those blocks that you've got in your mind that just take a while to overcome. Or just
I think we give a lot of meaning to words, and once you start being consciously conscious of those words and what they mean to you, it really works. Because if you're telling yourself you're being positive, but then you have a moment down, you remind yourself that failure is necessary to succeed, rather than going off failed. Do you know what I mean? And dwelling on it. So I think that, I'm quite spiritual myself, but I think spirituality and common sense and basic knowledge are quite the same thing, really, when you're talking about mindset and keeping yourself positive. But it's faking it till you make it. It took me a long time to really smile like this, and this is just bliss. It's wonderful to get to how I am now. I'm not the most amazing marketer yet, but I will be. But my mindset that's the one thing I can say. Look, my mindset is on point every day, and I force myself to be positive when I don't need to be. And like I say, give power to the words that come up a lot, or give less power to some. Do you know what I mean? I think that helps along the way a lot.
Yeah, definitely. I found for quite a while, and even still now actually, yeah, Harriet, you're fine, your laptop's fine. I found that like positive affirmations, like whether I said them kind of in the morning or of an evening, worked very well for me. And when I first started doing them, I was just doing kind of quite easy ones to start with, just like you are ones. So like you are loved, you are happy, you are funny. Kind of just quite easy, simple ones that you kind of know in yourself anyway. But sometimes you're like, when you're having a down day. And then, I kind of like progressed and built them up a bit as I kind of, I don't know, got used to them and was more comfortable with them. But yeah, definitely kind of the mindset is probably one of the more difficult things to conquer. And yeah, it's one of those, it's as easy as saying be positive, but actually being positive can be the hardest thing.
Yeah, I used to get annoyed at myself when I'd write down the URs at the start, because I was doing this before about 2 years ago. Big things changed in my life, and I read The Secret and I started being positive, and then things happened and slipped off. But then when I started again here, like, it really, really came back to me. So like, I think definitely, I've completely lost my train of thought, man.
It's like a muscle.
I'm still buzzing excited. I got like my GoPro here with all my photos from the holiday on. I got my planning here. I got my 9 to 5 to 9 to 5 here. I got my notes for you guys.
Too much at once.
It's crazy at the moment. Crazy busy. But yeah, I definitely think, like you say, mindset is like a daily thing. The URs are great in the morning. Like, it eventually clicks. It's like, I'm not saying this to myself. This is actually happening.
Yeah.
Takes a while.
Lilybeth, the ones that you have, which you spoke to us about a little while ago, you said you had some really simple ones that you'd be able to understand.
Yeah.
And then from there, you had ones which you hoped you would turn into. I think that's something that we should definitely talk about more when we talk about the affirmations, because sometimes you write your affirmations about things that you are expecting to be later, and it's hard for your brain to tick and think, I actually am these things now.
Yeah, definitely.
Did you do a post on it a little while ago?
It was actually in the 30-day fast track group that I mentioned it. That's where you came to the first run round, didn't you? But yeah, I can definitely kind of do a post or share it with any of you guys that are interested in affirmations. Just pop me a message and I'll go through it with you guys. Just for now, before anyone jumps in, I think we've just about figured out the creative, dynamic, creative, whichever way around it is, that Faye mentioned. So we're just going to do a quick screen share. Faye or anyone, if you have any input or want to tell us where to click, just shout out. Right,
so my understanding...
Tell them how you got there.
Yeah, that's what I'm going to say.
Okay.
So my understanding so far is that you go into create, and whereas before you're normally in guided creation, which looks like this one, like I click this little button up here, switch to quick, and then it'll switch to this view. And then you have to leave all these on create new, give them all a name, select your, you can only do auction on this, and then select conversions. You can select split test if you want, I believe, but in the guide that I'm looking at on Facebook's website, it doesn't say, so it just says to name them all.
How are you like randomly typing ugly?
I was thinking that.
What's
just going through your head?
It's just a level of sass in my blood. Right, anyway, we'll continue. So you've got to save it to draft at that point. And then... yeah, give me a sec. Save to draft it. Yeah, it's at level. I can't see with this here.
Yeah, move them around. I'm throwing you around the screen, guys. Don't worry.
At the ad set level. Is it in there? No. Ad set level, you'll see an option to use dynamic creative.
Yeah.
There we go. So yeah, it's right in front of my face. So you just click that. Continue.
Oh, so this is totally different to the split test.
Yeah, it says on this guide that it's brand new, and it'll only show up if you've been updated with the newest version of Ads Manager.
Okay.
So then it says fill out the rest of your settings in this ad set area and then start creating your ads. Okay. All right, yeah.
So it's going to take some playing around with. A few people are going to have to test this out. And we'll deliver another mastermind on it.
I feel like Faye is probably ready to get on it with this.
Yeah, I think you can just click, like, you know how usually there'd be a link to get to your ad in ad set at the top there.
Mm-hmm.
You can just go off it and go into the ads column.
I think
It's because it's in draft, isn't it?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But yeah, so you can see here it just says select images rather than select image.
yeah, so it must
It's only your ads. You just list them off. Some really nice text.
Okay.
Great ad copy.
Go away,
Oh,
man.
I saw your Greatest Showman ad copy that you posted. That was brilliant.
It wasn't ad copy.
That was just his post. He has got a Greatest Showman ad copy though.
You need to post that. That was so good.
Oh no, we don't need
Has
that.
everybody watched The Greatest Showman?
Yeah, I watched it the other day. It's really good.
It is
Oh,
really
you did see it. Oh, I'm glad you loved it.
It was absolutely awful. I hate it.
What?
Okay, you need to listen.
Oh, it was so lame.
No.
How did you hate it? Do you not like musicals though?
Well, normally I do. That like murdered it. It was just the worst.
No.
The film was all right. It was the singing that.
Oh, this is good. So, new copy.
Right, Danielle needs to be kicked out of CEO movement.
Thank you.
So no, if you pull that. Ow. Oh, sorry.
That's all right, Hen.
Tom, I'm having these photos.
This is the good shit.
To
I
be
love
technical
this.
about it. This is the good shit. And you just said, I love this.
Yeah.
Okay, so by the looks of it, because Tom's just playing, I think what you can do is you can select kind of multiple images, multiple copy, multiple headlines, and then Facebook will just kind of like combine and run them and do like different combinations of all of them for you, which essentially is obviously at the moment we'll kind of produce an ad, put it up, and then you might put 3 variations of pictures up, you might put 3 variations of headlines up, and then you might go on to test your copy. But this essentially just does it all at once. It tests all your copy, all your headlines, all your pictures in every variation possible, and then picks the winner for you.
So what do you reckon from a budget perspective, though? Because obviously, you know, if you're testing, you say, look, on an A/B test, you have 2 images. So if you just do, say, £10 a day or whatever, and it's like £5 on each one,
Mm-hmm.
if you were to run...
Yeah, it would substantially increase your budget.
I think you have to think like how much time it's saving you in the long run, and if you would go through and do this anyway. So what I was thinking was maybe his best strategy would be if you found an audience and an advert that are working pretty well. Maybe that's a good time to do it rather than from start.
It's a fantastic idea to definitely test out, because I think it could definitely do well. But I think, like you were just saying, it's going to spend a lot. So obviously, if you're going to do, you might have to spend your budget in a different way. And if it works out beneficial, then which I like the idea of it. I really do. I think it's a fantastic idea.
I think it depends on whether you do lots of split testing and then pick an ad and stick with that ad for a prolonged period of time, or whether you frequently swap between your ads. Because if you're constantly creating new ads and trialing new ads and just getting leads as you're going along, then this won't be the thing for you, because you're going to spend a lot of money to find one ad and then you'll be doing the same again on the next thing. So it depends whether you want to find that one that you're going to stick with for a long time.
It will
completely for all of us in the long run.
Yeah, it will completely depend on everyone's kind of like individual style of ads and marketing, and it will also depend on everyone's individual kind of budgets.
Definitely.
Because obviously if you guys are running like £3 to £5 a day or whatever, you're not going to want to spend £90 in a day testing 27 ads. So
is this one where you have to do 30?
No, you can.
You don't have to do 30. You can do as many as you want. You could test like 2 pictures, 3 headlines, and 3 copies. I don't know. I can't even think of the math there.
So at least you can do it to a price you need. That's good.
Well, the thing, if you look,
£90 a day.
If you look, I've not actually put in a budget, and Facebook's recommended a budget of £20 a day. So I'm guessing it does what it does naturally, where if an ad's performing well, it just applies more budget to it to see if it carries on working. So,
and I'm guessing it's like, in a way, a new feature, so Facebook are going to want people to use it.
Yeah.
So,
being the new version of Ads Manager hasn't long launched, it might be a way of getting cheap conversions.
Would that be merged over the amount of ads though, just like a split test?
Yeah,
it would. I'm guessing it probably chooses a few to run at once though.
Yeah.
It's definitely something, if you guys have got the budget and the time to kind of set it up, it's definitely something worth testing and seeing how it works, and also kind of how your best performing ad comes out of it as well. I do think it'd be really good. Me and Tom watched a webinar a couple of weeks ago, and the guy, he owns a marketing company, and his whole pitch was basically to get you to employ him to run your Facebook ads. But he gave some valuable information throughout. But his pitch was kind of, he said exactly the same thing as what Facebook are kind of promoting here. He runs, is it 28 ads at a time? 27 ads at a time. Basically the same thing, like 3 headlines, 3 pictures, 3 copy, and just like does them, variations of them, him and his team, to find you the best ad, which is essentially that. I do think it'd be good, because obviously at the moment you spend that, like if you stick with the same kind of target, if you're happy with the targeting, you're testing different pictures, different headlines, different copies all the time, when if you've done it all together, you could find an ad that converts ridiculously cheap. But yeah, as I say, it would depend on everyone's kind of like individual budgets, and also how much time you've got to kind of go through it. But if anybody does try it, I'd be interested to know what your results
If you want, I'll guinea pig it next Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday for this mastermind. I will put myself out there and do it if you want.
Taking one for the team.
Taking many for the team.
I actually think I'm going to be doing a new ad on Thursday. What are we now? Tomorrow.
Wednesday.
So I might actually try this, because I've got various pictures that I was thinking about trying. So I'll also guinea pig it, so that's fine. It's cool.
Well, let me know how you all get on, and we'll sort some out next week.
I've found where you export it. It's literally, if you look at your columns, I'll try and see if I can share my screen. Hang on.
I was going to say, can you do that?
Yeah.
It should be bottom centre.
Yeah. He's got it there.
Now we have.
Yep, so it's just this one here. In ads. So I would imagine go in the ad set section, and then they're all going to be in the same ad set. Hit export, and it's going to show you the data. However it shows you, I'm sure it'll be logical in some way, and you'll be able to figure out which one's performed best out of the out of like the nitty gritty, because obviously you can see in here, but then you won't necessarily be able to see which title it was, which call to action, which picture. But when you export it, it's going to show you that physically what it was.
Ah, okay. Thank you, Hun. I'm sure there's like, I don't know, at least like a couple of, I don't know, around 50 videos probably already on YouTube.
Yeah, there is.
I was going to say a couple of hundred at first, and I thought, no, maybe I'm being a bit optimistic here. But yeah, it's definitely something worth playing with. How are everybody that's running ads at the moment? How are your ads getting on? Ads at the moment. All good, Harriet, with a thumbs up?
Yeah, I stopped my American ads.
Okay, how come?
I'm gonna, after Adam did the thing where he's given us all access to the American webinar, I'm gonna have a proper play around with that and actually target the specific adverts for specific times so that it drives me better. I was still getting like £1.90, £2 leads, so it was still doing really good. But I don't know if any of you guys have had the same as this. Let me know if you have. But I get UK leads to chat more, engage more, and sign up quicker than American leads. I don't know if anybody else seems to get the same.
I only
American leads, same as the English.
I only started like advertising to American when I was in America, and obviously while I was over there, everybody on the street is different over there. They're all amazing, lovely to you in the street. So I think my positive to while I was over there, like it helped get me leads. But while I was over here, like when I tested it for like a day, I didn't really get any. But I did better with the leads over there, getting messages back than I did over here. So.
Tom, you were trying America, weren't you?
Yeah, I didn't really see any success. I had a couple of leads come through. None of them commented or messaged. And this was on an ad that had like 70, 80 comments already on it. So
yeah, I agree with that. I've been running it to America since the weekend, I think. So it's been all right on leads, but yeah, comments and stuff, interaction is. I mean, they get a few of them, but it's far harder to interact. I find. I don't know why. Maybe just in my head, but you're saying the same thing. So yeah, I'll run it for a few more days, I think, and see how it goes. But monitor it, and I mean, it's definitely a market. It's just
cracking it.
Yeah, exactly. And it's whether obviously, you have a few kind of days and anything. Oh, I'm not really sure about this, and obviously it plays in your mind. But I might persist for a bit longer and see where it goes.
Has anybody tried Europe?
I haven't, but I know a few people have.
Did you say Europe? Yeah, so I did for a while because I was thinking like there's as many English speakers live in Belgium, I was thinking, and Germany than here, like it's here, to be honest.
Oh wow!
And well, not far off, right? It can't be far. Everybody speaks English, so I got absolutely nothing from France. Like I sent like quite a few ads for a while. I was sending everything to like UK, France, Belgium, and Germany.
The French don't like us, do they?
What?
The French don't like us, though, do they?
Don't hate what I tell you. It's don't even speak English. So Belgium, I got a few people talking to us and interested, and I think maybe a lead or two, but like nothing came of it. It's been a couple of months now, and the same in Germany. Maybe one or two people messaged, but that was it. So.
Did you specifically pick those countries in your audience?
Yes, yeah, and also the Netherlands, and absolutely nothing from there either. So it was like Belgium was like probably the most interested outside of like the UK, I would say, and that's probably I spent a decent whack of money, so I got a good sample, but it's just not really. I guess probably on their news feed it appears in their native language. So
it appears in the language that you type it in.
Yeah. Okay, but like I mean, they're the news.
Yeah, like their own news feed.
So you just kind of scan over it, right? I don't know. Maybe I would.
Maybe.
So.
I think the person to ask would be Gonzalo because he's bilingual. So, how does your news feed appear, Gonzalo?
English.
Yeah, I suppose.
But like, I have everything in English on my phone and on my computer as well. I do write and speak Portuguese like native, but I prefer in English for some reason.
Yeah, it could just be that kind of like barrier of, oh, it's a different language. No.
You do have a choice though, like when you create the ad, you do have the choice. They ask you in what language you want the ad to appear.
Yeah. It's the translation though as well, because obviously it's whether the English words translate to whatever language we're going to. And if it makes sense in the translation, that makes sense. But yeah, so it can be quite difficult to crack.
You can target
Australia, but
Say that again, Harriet.
You can target
expats. I know Ryan was talking about that, so you could still target places like Germany and Belgium.
I think the problem with targeting expats, in my opinion, is that they're potentially already living the lifestyle that they want.
You say that, but Josh and Ryan were both technically expats.
Josh came back to the UK for an extended period of time.
Oh, okay, maybe not then.
Yeah, I don't know. It's one of those things. Until you try it, you don't know. So it's
I know Josh has been trialing it, so it might be Josh to speak to about it.
Josh has been targeting expats in Vietnam and Thailand, I believe. So yeah, it's definitely worth, if you guys are interested in targeting expats, to drop Josh a message to see how his ads are getting on.
So if you're targeting another country and you choose your language as English, does that mean that you're targeting your adverts to people that live in that country but who have set their Facebook setting as English?
It's people who live in that country that have set their Facebook setting as, I speak this language, this language, this language, this language. So on mine, up until just maybe a week or two after I started running ads and started liking pages and stuff, I had to turn off my other languages because I was receiving ads from like French people, receiving ads from Koreans, all sorts of stuff. So I had to turn all those other languages off because it was just my news feed was just getting full of crap.
Did you just say then, Harriet, about languages?
You speak French and Korean?
Maybe. But anyway, going back to the target in other places, in my ad before the one I'm running currently, I went absolutely nuts and basically targeted the entire planet. So I sent out to the US and Canada, I sent out to Europe, I sent out to Australia, New Zealand and the UK. The only place I didn't hit was any Asian country. So Europe, I did it differently. I did it Europe as a whole. The cost per lead was outstandingly good and the engagement was really good. However, I'd probably say anywhere past maybe Austria, their like average like salary is between 210 and 510 euros per month. So for them to sign up is basically like taking either half or 25% of their salary away from them. So it's maybe ethically not a good choice. Western Europe I didn't actually get any hits for, but I keep clicking the wrong bloody thing. Forgive me, new phone. So I got 12p leads in Kosovo, 38p leads in Macedonia, 68p leads in Romania, 75p leads in Bulgaria, 46p leads in Latvia, 36p leads in Poland, 24p leads in Slovakia. But as I said, a lot of those people do not have the money to really, or the means of getting finance of the level they would to affiliate. So my takeaway is that maybe stick to specific Western European countries where we know that they're getting more than like 500 euros per month and just scraping by. Australia, Canada in the ad that I sent out.
Australia, New Zealand.
Yeah, whatever. I got absolutely nothing back. I spent about 20 quid on it, got absolutely nothing back, but then all over the rest of the globe, apart from Asia, I got decent results. So it might be targeting that wasn't sitting well with Australia, but I wasn't seeing any results with it. So, but everyone else, obviously, feel free to try it because you write differently and pick different images and stuff than I do.
Just to go in on you saying about what they earn, you could actually stick. You could put that in the selection, couldn't you? To say like
with the new legislation coming in, a lot of the Experian credit report stuff is being taken out.
Yes. So
anything to do with earnings will be gone, because one of my old ads was targeting people that were spending over £500 on holidays every couple months. So, and I've been flagged saying that that's going to be deleted soon because new legislation that comes out.
Internet's always changing, eh?
Will that be the same for all the other categories? Because I think you can target someone who has over 50 grand, 40 grand, 30 grand. They're going to wipe the lot, are they? Or is that...
If it's anything to do with Experian, I'd maybe create a test ad set or something, or a draft, and see if you get a warning back. Because I don't know if it's still there because I've dismissed it. But yeah, so for me, it says... I'll just share the screen, actually. Hang on 1 second. So if you see at the top of my ads manager, it says we're removing some detailed targeting options. If I download this,
I think it's to do with all this new data protection legislation and stuff. So some of the stuff you have on Facebook, they can't share with other people now like they used to. So I think that actually comes in like next week or something like that. So it'll be from that point that certain details they can't share for us to run ads on.
So on the 22nd of May, the new legislation goes.
Yeah.
But yeah, like I said, it's just people that like overspend on traveling, basically, that I was targeting, and that's been taken away, so that ad will get deleted.
But there's 1,000 other things to target, so don't worry.
Yeah, I personally always recommend targeting interest, especially if you're going to branch out globally, because if someone's interested in surfing in the UK, they're going to be interested in surfing in Australia because it doesn't have another name. Yeah. Whereas if you like, I know James has been targeting job titles, and he had a problem shooting out to Europe because, in my opinion, language barrier.
Yeah.
A HR consultant here isn't going to be a HR consultant over there.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean,
a lot of my they're all job titles that I'm going for, but I am predominantly just aiming at the UK at the moment.
Like, there's obviously still definitely a massive market in the UK because there's 65 million of us here, so, and there's not 65 million people with Kangen water, so
definitely not.
But yeah.
What was you just going to say, James?
No, I was going to say, yeah, I just turned it. I just didn't bother with that Europe in the end because it just wasn't getting the reach. It was pointless. I didn't bother. Like you say, if you're going for the interest, is a better option. 100%.
Is that Danielle that's jumping off? You named iPhone. Bye.
See you guys. Good catching up.
Bye. Bye. Oh, Andy went as well. Oh man, I missed Andy.
Has anyone got any interesting ideas of what to target?
Anyone targeting anything really like random? I remember when I first joined the community, I was like told stories of people targeting like people that liked marshmallows and people that like parents that were watching Peppa Pig and all kinds of stuff. Is anyone targeting something that's really like, I don't know, out there or random?
I did David Attenborough and Sharks.
Okay.
Did really well, like quite well. I think I got like
really?
£3 leads in the UK. Not many of them, but it was alright. It's pretty good for me. So, yeah. Sharks. Sharks and something else. So like another that animal. Like I don't think it was turtles or polar bears. Because I was thinking people who like care about the sea and the environment. 'Cause it was a bit of a hippie
Yeah.
test. It was right. That's me, yeah, went quite well.
They were talking on the radio today about how if you play jazz music to sharks, it makes them think that they're about to be fed. Just a little bit of information for you all.
We Tom targeted people that were interested in camping.
How did that do?
Well, that was the one that I sent out to Australia and got fuck all back. But we decided it was because people really don't like camping where there are like deadly snakes, spiders, lizards.
Well, you're going after naturists as well.
Nudist beaches. That's not going.
Oh yeah, it's nudist beaches, wasn't it?
It's not really.
No, I'm not.
Just to clarify.
At the moment, I'm doing bartending.
Oh, that's a good one.
And how's that going?
It's going okay. It's been going for 3 days, and I think the lead cost on average is about $267 at the moment.
Okay.
I actually stopped targeting professions, and I got much.
It's not a profession; it's an interest.
Oh no, as in like an actual like their jobs.
Oh yeah. 283 at the moment.
That's really good. I targeted hospitality last year, and it was really awful. I can't remember the figures or anything from it, and I just kind of like stopped. But I wasn't doing interest. I was being specific in job titles. So that clearly is something to, what you're saying about the interest is make note of that is we're doing the actual specific job titles.
I always think with job titles, think about all of us in this chat right now. How many of us actually have our job title on Facebook?
I used to, but
not very many.
Well, earthquake.
I saw your ad, James, the recruitment one.
Oh yes.
How's that doing for you? That looks really good.
When I did
interest, or I'm guessing that's the job title more than anything.
Job titles and interest as well, because let's get it up. It wasn't getting the reach with just the job titles. Now, when I ran it as a split test, I got it was out at £1.88 a lead, and at the moment, I mean, it's only been running a couple of days, and it's currently sitting at £7.02 per lead.
So on the split test, you ran through the split test tool, did you?
Yeah. So I just literally duplicated that off the winning ad, and it just obviously populated it all, and then I just set the budget and away it went. Well, I've got a lot of interaction off it, so there's a lot of comments, and I'm talking and interacting with people. So I kind of.
Yeah, kind of leaving it going. I mean, sometimes you do, if you've got interaction and you're getting people comment. I had an ad that was running today. I had one lead, but it had like 7 comments. And I was like, do I keep this going or not? And sometimes obviously I've not been able to convert the comments. So
one takeaway I had from my call with Ferg is that he doesn't give a shit about social proof. If it's there, it's there, but otherwise he doesn't give a shit.
Yeah,
I'd agree a little bit.
Yeah, I spoke to you, Tom, didn't I? Because I was a bit like, I duplicated it, and the split test ad had loads of like people commenting and likes and stuff, and then of course when you duplicate it, all that goes, it's gone. So you start from scratch, but that doesn't really matter. I'm sort of back up to how many I sort of had comment wise, and I've got a couple of likes and a share. Obviously, I've got 2 leads, and
Yeah, I worry about that kind of social proof a bit too much, I guess. Now speaking to Ferg, as Tom did, he said the same thing. He said because of his, I guess he does spend a bit of money, but within a few days he's got kind of engagement on there or comments or posts, and doesn't take much. And sometimes with a lot of engagement on it, I'm always the opposite now. I'm like if you've got loads of engagement on it, then why isn't no one will sign up? They'll just comment, and then they'll comment and comment and comment, and people just keep commenting and won't do a lead. So if there's no comments on there, you might just go straight in and sign up, or not sign up, but you go on, as a lead on your lead sheet. So it's something that also he mentioned the split test as well. That he doesn't use that tool. He just does it
manually. Yeah,
does it manually. I did that myself this week, and I can see why he does, because at the end of a split test, you end it, it ends, and then you have to rebuild up the.
Doing it manual, you can just keep it going forever.
Yeah, exactly. So if it's working, you don't lose that kind of stuff that you've got built up already. And so if it's running at £1.80 your lead, and then you kill it, and you've got to then rebuild it up, and it takes a while for Facebook to get it again. So.
Mm-hmm.
Is anyone using the sort of scripts type things that Ferg's using? Because I've started using my version of his scripts, and they seem to be working quite well.
What do you mean?
His interaction scripts, do you?
So once they've put the more info comments, and instead of just having a pure conversation to get the information out of them, I've kind of like tailored. He sent me his scripts, and I've kind of tailored them to the way that I talk, and it basically is shortening the sort of time that it takes to get that information out of them, but you're still able to kind of get that same sort of rapport with them, but you're doing it in a far quicker time.
I've not personally used any of them. I've got my own scripts that I made up, sent them off to Adam, and just said, "What do you think?" He just come back and said, "Perfect." Just hit people up with them and see what they think. But I have noticed that obviously sometimes I think it might be the length of my script, because it's quite lengthy. It's value packed, but because it's quite lengthy, I think that they're not quite reading all of it, because they ask me a few things and I'm like, go up a little bit, read a bit more. They would actually get their answer, but 9 times out of 10.
I personally don't use a script. I used to use a script before when I was working like full time. And it was literally just a copy and paste. Hi, you asked for more info on my ad. Like I'd paste their name in. So I'm just going to go, hi, Ian. You asked for more info on my ad. And then I just say a general thing of, we have the replay up now, or you can catch the live webinar on Sunday. Don't know why I said Friday. So yeah, I had kind of like a generic thing that I'd just send out. But I'd never, like, it was very rare that I would ever get any interaction back from it. Like, literally, they'd just look at it, and then sometimes they'd click through onto my website, and then other times they just wouldn't even bother messaging me back. And obviously, I know that the scripts work very well when you're in work full-time as well. As I say, I used to use them when I was working full-time. But personally, for me, I just prefer to message people and just see how they're feeling, what they're up to, and just really kind of like tailor the conversation to whatever's happening in the moment, and just get really kind of personal with people. And like I've said previously, kind of like build those friendships, build those bonds, because it's somebody you're going to be working with for quite a long time if they do come on board. But yeah, that's just my take on it. I don't really have a script. I have a kind of like
game plan almost.
Yeah, like a game plan, like a checklist, like, oh, I need to mention that they can watch the webinar live. I need to mention that there's also replay and they can ask me any questions, because the only difference is the live chat box, but I'm technically a live chat box. And there's like a few points that I kind of mention to people, but generally I just kind of have like a checklist that I'm like, right, I should mention this, I should say this, have I told them that? But yeah, I just try and keep it really personal and really kind of like, I don't know, tailored to the person I'm speaking to. And there's sometimes, I'm going to call out Alicia here, but Alicia actually messaged me when I was messaging her and said, I'm so happy you're not a bot. And I was like, no, I'm not a robot.
Yeah, I've had an experience before in the past where I've messaged and literally you just get this horrible automated messages come up and you're just like, why do I want to talk to this? It doesn't feel real, and I'm not gonna invest in this, am I? I'm not gonna want to join someone who's talking to me as a robot. Well, then Lilibeth was talking to me and she's like, hi, how are you, how's your day? And it was just so personal and lovely, and I was straight away, I was invested. I was like, I want to do this is lovely.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I definitely started with a kind of script, and then I went away from the script because I wanted it to be more personable. But now I'm kind of using a combination of the two. So I've got the script that I've started kind of using, which is a version of what Ferg was doing. but I'm very much still putting that personal touch into responding to things that they've said in amongst the sort of set information that I want to use. And I seem to be finding so far that it is working quite well.
Yeah.
So just like a combination of the two, really.
Did he send over all the information? Sorry, Lily. Did he send you a script, did he, or something?
What, me?
Yeah.
I can share it with what he sent me, and then I can show you sort of like how I've, or rather I've kind of amended what he sent and saved it, so I can kind of give you an idea of what it is that I'm sending. But I'm very much like copy and pasting that script in, and then each time that I'm sending a message to somebody, I'm amending various bits because they might have said something, or like there might be a question as part of that script, and I'm like, well, I don't need to ask that because they've already said it, so I'll react to it. Then I'll have a section of the script, and then I might sort of at the end have like more sort of reaction or relating back to things that they've said.
Yeah, I think you always need to tweak it as you go along. There's always different a chunk of it that I use.
Yeah, so that it's kind of like part script, so that you know that you're giving them all the information, but also it's still being personal and you're relating to things that they've said in the previous comment.
He was asking me actually at the time about how I went back to people. I just said I was getting all right with it, really. I wasn't really concerned about it, but now obviously there's probably a reason he mentioned that, because he obviously had some information to share. So yeah, I'll get that off you. Sounds good.
Yeah, no, I'll show anyone that wants to kind of know what I've been sending people, then just drop me a message and I'll happily share it with you.
Yeah, I think probably just the most important thing that I learned the hard way is don't just literally copy and paste, because when I was working full time, I think I was like rushing to get back on the shop floor, and I just pressed copy and paste and just sent it, and then I realised that I'd sent the wrong person's name, and I was like, oh my god, no. And I had to come back like later on in the day, like, I'm so sorry, I definitely meant Mark.
I did the same thing, but I've only done it once, I think, overall, because I check it every time, make sure I don't do it. But I sent name. Hi, name. Didn't get it down very well.
I had the same thing, actually. Some guy messaged.
That was probably my turning point with scripts. I was like, no, can't do it.
So a guy called Tommy messaged me, and I had one saying John as well. Was the guy I sent before, and I sent it off to him and said, "Hey John, how are you today?" That and the other, and he just come back to the bottom and he put John. I put, "Hello, Tommy." Just sat there and thought, I don't believe it. And that's him gone.
Yeah, so with your scripts, just be careful. Harriet looked very confused there. I'm guessing you're like doing something else, but your face is a black picture.
I was looking at all of you guys like showing us your screens for your ads, and you all had very different things that you could look at, like your cost per clicks and all of that kind of stuff, and I can't see that on mine, so I was trying to figure out how to find it all.
There's a little drop down next to the export button. I think by default it's called performance.
Oh, I've just got it as export.
So it's called columns. If you click columns, then you can swap it to performance and clicks.
Performance and clicks.
That's the one that Ferg said is best to use, because you want to look at your click-through rate and stuff, like as a primary point of focus.
Okay, perfect. Thank you very much.
I find that daily thing that you get, I don't know if everyone else gets it, but I get like a daily report on my ads, and on that sort of one screen that comes up, it'll tell you how many clicks you've had to your website, how many have gone through to leads. I've never kind of like copied them, like, not copied and paste, like screenshotted it to sort of compare, but I do find that really handy. And I don't know if that's just because I've got the app on my phone, but I get that quite regularly, and it kind of tell me like sort of what my figures are. I've only really started recently taking notice of it, but it is really handy.
Definitely.
Right, guys, any questions? Anyone else got anything they want to discuss? No? Everyone looking forward to Sunday?
Hell yes! I'm so excited. Sorry, that was really loud then. Sorry.
Like on public transport the last time I asked, which is why this explosion didn't happen.
Yeah, I'm so sorry. Yeah, I was like everything off, make sure that I'm not trying to be really too loud, because when I came in, I forgot to turn my audio off, so sorry about that. But yeah, no, I'm so excited. I've actually got a session with him on the 27th that I'm like really scared but really excited about as well. Like I just like, you know, bow down, I'm not worthy to Adrian Wesley. I love him.
Camila, a bit of a personal question, but how much do his sessions cost?
So it was I think it was 250 Canadian dollars, which when I looked at what had got out of my account, I was like, oh my god, it's like £140. Like that's like nothing. I was like, oh my god. So I was even more chuffed when I saw how much it was actually costing me.
That's
Josh
good then.
Worth has booked up. I think Josh Worth has booked he's booked up one for August, but I don't know how you got one in May time, because he's been booked up for months.
Well, basically, you know when you put that video up, Ali, I basically went and watched him, and then I just went and booked it straight away. I was like, oh my god, I need to be doing this. I need this in my life so much. I booked it straight up, and that was in March.
Amazing.
Okay.
So obviously it was like 2 months in advance.
Yeah.
I think I literally just got in before he said, I'm really sorry, guys, I'm too busy. I can't take any more people in. I think I was probably like the last person who was able to book.
You probably got in just before you set up that Power On movement, which obviously then made him loads of bookings. So
yeah, I know. Like I think, yeah, I mean, it was definitely after he'd started Power On, because that's what I was sort of watching. Yeah, what I was watching stuff on. But yeah, like literally, I think through that he's had like so much interest. But I'm very excited.
Actually, Ali, now I know the video you're on about. I was sat here earlier when you was on about sharing the video, and I was like, what video is this? But it's the video that I still can't watch past 15 minutes.
Oh, you have to download it out of Dropbox.
Onto Dropbox, yeah.
Yeah, it didn't work for some people after 15 minutes, but yeah, you had to put it in Dropbox and watch it.
You have to have a Dropbox.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe. I'm not sure. Dropbox is free anyway, so it's fine.
Okay, right.
That's how I had to upload it, because it was too big to put on Vimeo. Or if it was, I had to put it on the Dropbox in the end to download and then play. But I'm sure Tom can help with that. It's easy.
Yeah, do you know what? I haven't even asked him actually.
Has Tom watched any of them? I'm guessing you haven't.
Nah, I haven't even asked him. I think that was before Tom was involved, was it?
I don't know.
Yeah, I think it was, yeah.
Maybe, yeah. Yeah, I'll check that out before Sunday. But yeah, guys, name is Adrian Wesley. His face is in the CEO, on the CEO newsfeed now. So go and check him out in advance. If you've got any questions, pop them onto that status that was posted today. And I'm sure he will get around to answering them.
And also as well, if anybody wants to be added into the Power On movement, then obviously both me and Ali are in that.
Who added me? Was it you or Ali?
I added a load of people. So yeah, but if anyone else wants to be added into it, just to have like massive positivity like inserted into their feed, like it's amazing. People post up like amazing sunsets, and you just look at it and it makes you smile. So if anybody wants to be added, then either drop me or Ali a message and we can add you in.
Camilla, are you getting like royalties for big?
No, I just like I just like to share the love. Like it honestly like makes a difference to me, like seeing all these kind of things and the go lives and stuff that they put up.
Yeah.
So like that's my mission, just to share all the positivity and everything.
That was the same thing with me. I think as soon as I saw his video, I was like, I've got to share this with people. People need to see this. It's exactly what they want to see in the
exactly.
Same thing. So that was the same, definitely.
Right then, I will see all of you on Sunday because you will all be there.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, I can't even. It's almost.
It is.
Do you know what it is? I think it's like after an hour of masterminding, the computer's like, no, go away. Techie Tom's on it. Give us a sec.
What's going on? Just just end it.
I'm on my mobile, so I can't really see what's going on. I can only see whoever's like making a noise.
Everyone's just kind of sitting, smiling.
Oh, okay. Well, anyway, I'm guessing that's probably sort of everything for today. So should we all like say goodbye and pop off?
Yeah.
Yeah.
See you guys later.
Cool. See you later, guys.
Bye, everyone.